Well, you realize that this news is going to be devastating to Grant.
You mean to Andrei Chernin?
Whatever. It's terrible news for him, not to mention his wife as well.
We have no choice. The real Grant Putnam is very much alive in Manhattan.
All right. Tell me, what plans does the State Department have for the man that we know as Putnam?
I'm authorized to make him the same offer we made before, which he turned down.
Change of identity.
Prepared to give him a whole new life, a new name, birth certificate, social security number, driver's license, credit cards, everything.
And a new location.
Of course. We'll relocate him in a city, preferably far away, where no one knows him.
Well, he knocked back this offer once before. Why do you suppose he won't decline it again?
I'm hoping that learning the real Grant Putnam is alive will change his mind.
I wouldn't count on that.
In our opinion, the man has no choice. In any event, we're going to have to tell him about the real Grant Putnam.
When do we tell him?
Will tomorrow be convenient for you?
Yeah, sooner the better.
Good. Then why don't you arrange a meeting with Putnam, with Chernin, here, if that's acceptable?
Yeah, here's good.
Good. I'll be at the Port Charles Hotel. Just give me a call and tell me what time to be here.
I'll do that.
Excuse me, but do you mind my making an observation?
Go ahead.
Seems to me that you're taking this whole turnaround kind of personally.
You're right. Look, Grant, Andre... I know Grant Putnam as Grant Putnam. I'll always know him as Grant Putnam. I know him as nothing else. And we're not just friendly. We're friends. There's a difference there.
I agree.
Apart from that, my wife is very close to Celia. They've been through a lot together. It means a lot for her to have Celia in Port Charles.
Look, I'll talk to Chernin myself. If you want it out...
No. I want to be there.
I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Yeah. Listen,
Thanks for all your help, Commissioner.
before you go,
Yes?
the real Grant Putnam, what's he planning to do about this situation?
That is entirely up to him.
There's 24. I've looked at him. Now, you either make the...
I'm glad you're here. I was right.
You often are, love. About what?
Hannibal, I swear it's a scam. He wants to start teaching me tomorrow. And get this, he guarantees a Broadway audition with Roland Gilbert, the creme de la creme of choreographers. It's for a new show called The Hopscotch Girls.
Really?
Naturally, it's a bargain. $150 for 10 classes.
Cash in advance, of course.
Of course. He made me dance for him, and I swear, he hardly gave a darn. What's wrong?
I had a visit from the State Department.
And?
The real Grant Putnam is still alive.
Oh, no.
Alive and in New York City.
Well, what does that mean?
You love. The State Department want to give Grant a whole new identity. Tomorrow we want to tell him about the real Grant Putnam.
A new identity. What exactly does that mean?
Oh, it'll be a whole new life for him. New background, new ID, new location.
He has to move from Port Charles?
That's what the State Department want to suggest.
But he turned that down already when he defected.
That was before we knew the real Grant Putnam was alive.
Where did they find him?
A mental hospital in England. Apparently he was half dead. He'd gone mute. But of late he's recovered his memory.
When are they going to tell Grant?
Tomorrow. We're also going to run the new identity bit by him.
But that's impossible. Their lives are here. I won't be able to talk to Celia. She won't even be able to talk to the quartermaster.
It's a whole lot deeper than that. She won't even be able to talk to her father. In effect, Celia and Grant will cease to exist.
And yet they're alive. It's like sending them to prison.
There's another side to this. Once news of the real Grant Putnam gets out, the publicity is going to be real ugly.
Well, the publicity will be hard to handle, I'll give you that, but not nearly as hard As living someplace with fake names, knowing that you're not going to be able to talk to any of your friends ever again, or Celia's family, it's a nightmare.
I know. But that's what they're going to put to him.
It's so unfair.
Life often is. But that ain't going to help Grant.
Celia's going to be devastated.
This is Commissioner Scorpio. Is Grant Putnam there? It's imperative that I reach him. Yeah, all right. When he comes in, tell him to call me, will you? He's got the number. And tell him it's urgent. I'll wait for the call.
You said you're going to tell him tomorrow?
Yeah. And it's going to be tough. Very, very tough.
Got it.
I don't care what the man from the State Department says. Celia and Grant won't do it. Celia's not going to live the rest of her life in hiding.
But you suppose that Grant could?
No, I don't think he could. He's working so hard to make a new life for himself. Moving away, assuming a new name, never speaking to any of his friends again. I think he'd consider that running away, and so would I.
Well, look, I'm inclined to agree with you. But do you suppose having his name dragged through the mud is going to be any easier?
It's going to be hell for Celia.
I just don't know how to give any advice here. Oh, and speaking of advice,
Yes?
I want to say this now before you get any deeper. Are you sure about this Hannibal business?
Yes. I'm not exactly without experience in this area, and yes, I'm sure I can smell it.
Then what I'm about to say is very important, Holly. If this guy realizes you're setting him up, there's no telling how he might react.
I can handle it, and don't you stop me. It's very exciting seeing him taking the hook. Being on the other side of the fence is fascinating.
Yeah, whatever happened to the simpler fascinations?
Like what?
Your aspirations to be the galloping gourmet.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that, as you so put it, represents a tidy investment in kitchen gadgetry. You've got boxes out there you haven't even opened yet.
I opened the wok yesterday.
Does that mean that we're having a tempura for dinner or something like that?
No, all the directions were in Japanese.
Well, sayonara to the wok. Does that mean we're at the mercy of the pasta?
No, the dough is still all stuck in the machine.
Well, out of a Dutch to the linguine.
I thought it might be fun for us to eat out for a while.
Oh, I wondered when you'd get round to that.
You don't mind?
I would follow you anywhere. But you got to promise me something.
Anything.
Holly, I'm serious. You listen to me. You want to go after this Hannibal character, you're going to be very, very careful.
I'm always careful.
Yeah, but especially. Now, we're partners in this, all right? So, you don't go off at any tangents. Got it?
Partners, I promise.
Right.
Shall I get that?
No, that'll be Grant returning my call.
May I make one suggestion?
Please.
Don't tell him the man from the just worry all night.
Yeah, I had the same thought myself. Hi, Grant. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for returning my call. Look, I had something to talk to you about. No, I need to do it in person. How about tomorrow, noon? Yeah. Oh, look, why don't you plan on coming here? Thank you. And, my best to Celia. Tomorrow, noon.